Welcome back. We have Dr. Sandra Lee in the house, otherwise known as Dr. Pimple Popper.
Yes.
She is
Hi.
certified, board certified dermatologist, and she has over 2 billion views on YouTube. And holy smokes, girl,
Crazy.
you go.
Yeah.
Right?
It's crazy, and it's all happened in the last just a little over 3 years. So it's just been a whirlwind, and now we have a show coming out on TLC, and we have a book, and still pimple popping, and that's right?
Alcoholics everywhere are saying thank you for feeding our addiction. I mean, you really have created a subculture of a very loyal audience.
Right. Well, what it was really is that I discovered that there was this subculture, and I think we sort of helped to bring it mainstream, sort of help these popaholics kind of come out of the closet and not be afraid of showing, that they're proud of being popaholics, or they're proud of being like pimple poppers. It's so funny. I think a lot of people didn't realize even that they liked this stuff, and it's not really just about that. It's really about kind of understand. I know it's tough to watch sometimes. You got to start off a little light, but it's really about showcasing dermatology and what we physicians do, and teaching people how to take care of their skin, and this is sort of the way to draw people in.
It's as educating as it is entertaining, really.
Yes.
Really,
it's sort
truly.
of like we trick people into education. Like all of a sudden now they know the difference between a cyst and a lipoma, or a blackhead and a whitehead, and they know, and then they learn how to take care of their own skin. So it's just been an amazing, who would have thought, again?
But your story is very inspirational because, number one, you're a woman, and in today's history, it's a real time of women rising, and you are a professional. You work your tush off, and then you happen to kind of stumble onto something that was just so well received by the world. It's kind of a really cool story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about girl power, woman power, and it's what's interesting to me is that I don't really feel that I'm different because I'm female, that maybe some people might think, oh, she's a surgeon or physician, like how and she's a woman, but I've never thought that way, and I think that a lot of us should think that way. I don't think that I'm not as good at surgery because I am a woman, sort of thing. So I think, and I'm bringing that out to people, and I don't think anyone ever really questions that, which I'm really proud of that fact.
How do you think you got that way? Have you always been that way? You've always sort of been unaffected by social and cultural?
I think so. I mean, I think, me being Asian and me being female never really made me think that it was harder for me to do something. But I mean, I wasn't trying to do hard labor either. I wasn't trying to break rocks or anything like that. I mean, I might not be able to do something like that. But, and I was never really, maybe it's my family too, they never really, treated me like, because I was female, I should be treated more gently or carefully. I was, they expected me to, pursue my dreams and have a future. And I've always been, I don't think when I was a kid, I knew that I'm AAA personality, but now I fully embrace it, and I understand that I am, and I just have to let it go.
So how would you explain this AAA personality?
I just think that I have a lot of things going on at the same time, and I literally only look one day in advance or 1 week in advance at the most, and it's hard for me to say no. That's probably my main thing. It's probably hard for me to say no, and now I'm learning I have to do it a little bit more, because it's just, there's too many things going on.
Because you have a family, you're
married. I have a family, my friends, so I have a personal life. I have a whole full-time job. I'm a dermatologist too. I see patients almost full-time, and now I have another job of pimple popper, and then I have a TLC show that we're in the midst of filming and trying to finish up this book, which is driving me crazy, but I'm so proud of.
It's the nature of a book.
We have a clip of some of your skincare work. Let's take a look.
Yes, and that's actually something we should.
But it is certainly a source of frustration and can really affect our mood and our self-confidence. Most of us at some point in our life are going to develop a pimple, and this is why there are so many products out there available on the market. But which one do you choose? It's very confusing. Even though developing a skincare line has been on my mind for quite some time, I really just didn't want to take a bottle and slap my trademark on it and call it my own. I wanted to take the time and develop one that would very specifically bridge this gap between over-the-counter products and a visit to your dermatologist. I am so excited to present to you my skincare line, SLMD. I wanted to give you anti-acne products that I myself would prescribe in my office to my own patients, things that you can use to fight your acne at your home without seeing a doctor. I'm so lucky to have such a loyal and supportive following on my social media. You are the ones who have come to me with questions about how to treat your acne, how to treat your skin. And I really wanted to take the time to develop products that are safe, that are reliable, that are effective. Thank you all very much for your feedback and support. It's because of you that I've been inspired to create this line in the first place. I hope that the products here will help you to achieve the results you want and give you the confidence of healthy, beautiful skin.
Do you,
Yes.
do you primarily deal with just pimples? Like someone like me, I have like the collagens going and the dark spots are coming and all that kind of stuff. But I would imagine it's all one thing, right? Taking care of your skin.
Right. Well, you know, I'm of course, in all my craziness, I forget to mention one of the biggest things that has happened in my life is my skincare line, and this really was able to come to fruition because of all this pimple popping business. And of course, to start it and to sort of make the first part of the line be an acne skincare line. I mean, that makes sense,
Right.
Because we're talking about popping pimples primarily. But you know, what I really wanted to do with this, and I think is going to be really different than any other skincare line you'll see by a dermatologist or a plastic surgeon, is something that sort of bridges this gap between people who can see a dermatologist and the vast majority of us who can't, and they just go down the skincare aisle and they just are just confused, you know, or frustrated. So I'm trying to provide products that I myself as a dermatologist or other dermatologists would recommend to our patients. And so this makes sense to start with this, but yes, we're coming out with other things. Really, I want to try to create something that for those people who know they have issues, and I think they'll watch my videos and learn about what their issues are and kind of understand what treatment options there are, and then I'm going to create, you know, products in my line that will help them to treat their conditions.
Thank you, Dr. Sandra Lee, because this truly is one of the few products that I've ever tried that I saw a noticeable difference in my skin immediately. This active
Wonderful.
lifestyle body spray, by the way, she had this rat influencer yoga session, and she gave these out, and she said, put this in your gym bag, and you're never going to want to take it out. And I have it, and it has made all of the
that's
difference.
wonderful.
It's so convenient. It's got like this 360 spray.
Yes.
You can just get any area of your back, because honestly, let's be real. Everybody has issues with their skin. It's not taboo. It's something we should just talk about, and you make it so relatable, accessible, fun.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly what this is for too, is something that, like, you know, people shouldn't be embarrassed about it, and you should keep it in your gym bag. And it's so nice because it's easy to use and you're busy. You know, all of us are busy. You're running around. You don't have time necessarily to go back to your bathroom and take a shower and clean, you know, and really apply acne cleansers or acne treatment products. So this makes it very simple.
I remember
So
my
that's really
son
nice.
had acne when he was a teenager, and we bought like the Proactive online, and none of it worked, quite frankly. And it was really hard, you know, just that I think it's just hormonal and everything else. But, you know, does this work for a teenage boy? that's
Yes,
going
and I
through
think
that?
that the important thing and how I try to make things different is, you know, this problem is with compliance too. You know, people try something, you don't really know why it's working, you don't know what it's doing, and so you just try it a few days and you go, oh, it's not working, I'm not, you know, I'm just not going to use it anymore. But I feel like if you put the control in people's hands, if you have them understand why certain products, why benzoyl peroxide works for you, what salicylic acid does to your skin, and why it's treating your blackheads, or what type of acne it treats. And if you understand those things and you know what that product does, you're more willing to use it. You understand and you're more willing to put the commitment in, and then you're going to see results.
Well, absolutely, because when your skin looks good, you feel good.
Oh,
it
yeah,
just makes
of
you so
course.
much more confident in the way you present yourself.
Absolutely. But you guys, you know, you guys look beautiful.
Oh,
So
You keep us that way.
You have no idea. This show has been like a crash course in beauty products for me, because I now have such a ridiculously exhaustive beauty regime. You have no idea, because
I can't get
oh
out
my
of that.
gosh.
Yes.
And so I'm at a point now where I'm like, I need to use all of it all the time. But I love this because it simplifies all of that.
Yes, it does. Yeah, and I think you cut to the chase. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar or trillion-dollar industry, I'm sure, you know, and it's something, it gets confusing. You know, what do you use? Some berry that they pick out in the Andes mountain that they hike up to because they say it's, you know, anti-aging, or, you know, I'm trying to provide things that I know are available and that we as dermatologists have been using for decades, and we know there's research behind it. You know, we know that these things work. So hopefully I can bring this to the mass, you know,
Right.
the masses.
But your
sort of thing.
brand is brilliant because you take entertainment
Yeah.
and then you use it as a platform to really educate and really
Right.
truly help people. So it's really so great to witness your
And
whole
it's been
thing.
crazy too. It's a little hard for me to. There's a fine line because you know I am a physician. My patients are the most important thing to me. Their comfort. I don't want them to feel embarrassed about their conditions. And you know I think that they're helping other people to understand that it's okay to have acne, to have bad acne. It's okay to have a big cyst or a lipoma that's embarrassing looking, and you can get them treated, and it's not a scary thing to go through. But show that that's normal. That's just part of being human, and there's that part. But also, you have to be able to get a lot of followers. You have to make things entertaining too. So there's a fine line that you have to kind of walk. But you know, I think that the most important thing for me, as long as I maintain that, you know, my patients are the most important, then hopefully I can't go wrong. You know, they're the ones that my main focus is on, and it's just been such a crazy, been such a crazy ride with that. And
What do you
I
love
think,
most about it? About this ride you've been on?
you know, I think that a lot of people say that I'm really doing things to sort of change people's lives, and I see my patients sometimes come to me and they tell me the effect that removing whatever it was has had on them. But you know, I don't know. I don't think of it that way. It's hard for me to absorb that or take the credit for that because, but I do feel, I think that's why this is able to go on, because it's really making people happy. I mean, some people are grossed out about it, and okay, I understand. They can't stand to look at the stuff, but it's really in general made people who like to watch it, it makes them happy. It decreases their anxiety. And the patients that we're helping, we're making them better and more self-confident. And that's really the reason why this has been able to continue.
I just love that about it. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like, you know, one of the things that it does is it desensitizes people.
Yeah.
You know, it destigmatizes the whole thing.
Right.
Because I remember being a 16, 17-year-old boy, and I was so freaked out because I had so much acne, and I was taking Accutane, and I was trying Proactive, and again, even at that age, I was trying everything, and I didn't feel like a lot of it worked, but I also didn't want to talk about it a lot.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is too, is when, especially with acne in particular, it happens in a time of our life that we're just trying to figure out who we are, and we're trying to figure out how to relate to other people. And so having bad acne can really affect the way your personality develops, you know, and it's important.
And for me, even as a woman, when my hormones started changing and the older I get, I didn't have acne as a teenager. I have it now.
Yeah,
and dealing with
that's
this, and honestly, this helped me get my sexy back.
Yes.
Literally my
Sexy back.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like, oh, if I'm dating somebody and I don't want them to see my back because it's all broke out, because I'm stressed out and I'm heartbroken, I have all these hormones going through me. And this really helped me feel like, oh, now I can show this off a little bit.
Right.
Nice.
We did catch the double entendre there, Jess. Sexy back. Sexy back.
Intentional. Really.
Well, let's face the fact, there's nothing more satisfying than popping a good pimple. So
Yeah, so
where can they find
you? Like
you?
to watch them too.
You know, I can't. I've seen your videos,
Yeah,
and I'm
you
like
look away,
this.
but you peek
like,
a little.
right? It's like a horror
Yes.
film. So how can people find you?
Well, it's Dr. Pimple Popper. So if you just Google that, you'll probably find it. But we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook and Instagram. Probably our two biggest are YouTube and on Instagram. But yes, we have a TLC show coming out in July. And my SLMD line is at slmdskincare.com.
Oh, well,
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. And it was really fun, the event that we went to the other week also. And so looking forward to watching your show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
so
nervous
excited.
about it. We'll see.
Oh no, we're so excited. You've got the sexy back. Everybody
You have
loves
a
you.
sexy
It'll be a
you so
segment
much.
of the show. Get your sexy back.
Absolutely. It's incredible to be a part of your Popaholic community. So thank you for being here.
Right.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.